Well, Gary, Chester, first of all, obviously disappointed with the result, but second half, it was much better.
Yeah, we did enough again to get something out of the game second half, and without sort of going over old ground, similar to 2 or 3 games previous where the goalies obviously had a big say in the outcome, but it's well documented. Obviously we need to start putting the ball in the back of the net.
And without simplifying it too much, you need to start playing for the full 90 minutes as well, because you're playing catch up too often.
Well, that's it. That's important. I mean, we have had spells where that's happened this season, and obviously it's a 90-minute game. But I think my main concern at the minute is we're creating plenty of chances, and we've got to start converting them.
You've shuffled things round again this week. I mean, I suppose you had to a degree with Kyle Storer. Just explain, there was a clause in his contract which obviously didn't fit in with the financial policy.
Yeah, I think it's important to make it clear that the situation with Kyle, he hasn't been turfed out of the club or anything like that. We've been speaking for a while, Kyle and myself, about the situation. He was fully aware of it, and it's unfortunate. And I played a big sad time for me. I played a big part in bringing Kyle here, and part of the team that just missed out on promotion. So it's been discussed, and from Kyle's point of view as well, it was an amicable agreement and the best thing for him. So we wish Kyle all the best, and it's just an unfortunate set of circumstances.
In a situation like that, I mean, clearly he's already fixed up. He's at Wrexham.
Yeah.
Is it that the club comes to agreement with Kyle, you then circulate his details? How does that work?
Well, as I say, we've been talking for a while, and Kyle obviously is sensible enough to know that this was going to come to a head, and we just wanted to do the best for him. So obviously we let him sort of speak to people, knowing what was the likely outcome was going to be, because we wanted to do right by the lad, and good to see him getting fixed up with his old boss at Wrexham.
The club is always bigger than any one individual. Everybody knows that. You've had to cut your cloth accordingly.
Absolutely.
Is it the case that you might have to make further cuts? Yeah, looking ahead to next season now.
Yeah, I think we made that quite clear at the fans forum. The situation at the club, and it's no good living in a fool's paradise. And we've been down or seen other clubs in that situation. So we have to ensure the longevity of the club and try and put a structure in place, which we've started to do, and safeguard the club. And I think, like I say, it's well documented where we are in terms of that.
Is anyone else likely to leave the club between now and the end of the window?
We've had nothing at the minute, but again, with these things, something can happen at a club, and then all of a sudden it triggers 2 or 3 other moves. So, until Monday's come and gone, then obviously, we don't know what's going to happen.
On a brighter note, you've been obviously trying to do a deal to get Lee Hughes into the club. Any developments there?
I think with Lee, again, it's let's be clear that Lee would love to come back to Kidderminster, because for the right reasons he started his career here and done a lot for the football club, and has got a lot of fond memories. But at the moment, he's a Forest Green player, and I think I've said before, I don't like talking about players who are still under contract at another club, and Lee has to sort his situation out with Forest Green. But he's a goal scorer, prolific, and I've just said that we need somebody who's going to put the ball in the back of the net. So obviously he's going to be of an interest.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, if he can sort things out with Forest Green, you are still interested.
Well, let's say he's keen. He's really keen to do something. So I think at the moment that's where we are, and like you say, he needs to sort his own situation with Forest Green, and then we can come in to see if we can do anything with him.
In the middle of all this, a game of football will break out on Saturday. Eastleigh coming here, and obviously a look at the league table tells you that's potentially, well, they're all big games, but this is a big game. Yeah,
I went from my sins, drove all the way to watch him the other night, and it was a close game with Grimsby, and Eastleigh, we know, have invested really heavily and are looking to get out of this division, and it'll be a tough game. They're physical, they're strong, and outside on the pitch at the minute, that will be awkward to deal with, but hopefully, I said before, we've got to find a way of winning out there.
A former Harrier in their ranks, of course, James Constable.
Yeah, and he looked an handful the other night, which he is obviously, and I'm sure he'll be looking to come back and do well. But Eastleigh have had a good season, and they're looking to press on.
I hardly dare mention the pitch, but how is it looking out there at the moment?
Well, obviously it's not the best, but again, we haven't tried to put that forward as an excuse, but I think at the minute it's a case of you got to get the ball from one end to the other, literally, and again you smile, and you listen to people talking about tactics and stuff like that, then I can assure you, it's not a tactical game out there at the minute. It's quite obvious that you've got to get the ball in the last third and hopefully convert some chances.
I've known you a long time. It must have been an extremely frustrating time on a number of fronts at the moment. Obviously, you've got to reduce the squad. We all know that, or reduce the financial implications of the squad. You've got a pitch that you love to play football on, but at the moment, sadly, you can't. So you're getting it from all ways at the moment.
Yeah, it's if I'm honest, this has been a long season so far, and there's still a quarter of it to go. So the lads are positive. They're upbeat. There's good characters. I think they've took everything sort of on the chin, and we're still, as everybody keeps saying, in with a chance of trying to finish the season off with something to look forward to. So we've got to concentrate on that and keep our heads clear and keep doing the right things for the club and the right things for the lads, and hopefully a bit of luck, we might get some sort of reward.
Squad wise, how are you doing injury wise?
Yeah, good. Good to Josh Golding's trained all week, which is great to see Josh. He's been a big miss to us, obviously, as well as Jordan Tunnicliffe's come in and done. You want Josh out there, and he's another lad who physically can handle the conditions here at Agba at the minute. So yeah, good to see him back in training, and be good to be able to have him involved on Saturday.
How do you sort of reintegrate him? Obviously, with no reserve team, you can't give him sort of half
as quick as possible, to be honest. Now he's trained hard, Josh. I mean, he's obviously at the stage of career where he knows his own body and stuff, and we've had a couple of real rigorous sessions this week, and he's sort of chomping at the bit to get himself back involved.